Welcome back, ladies. Today we're going to be going into the subject of 5 signs that your affair relationship could have an unhealthy power dynamic. So we're just going to dive into 5 different signs that could highlight that your relationship has an uneven power dynamic. We're going to start with, or first I'll introduce myself. My name is Kate and I'm a coach helping women that are in affairs with married men. So the other woman, the mistress, the side chick. If you're currently in a relationship with someone that is unavailable or in a relationship with a man that is married, essentially I help you get out of these relationships so you can start creating a thriving, fulfilling life that you know you're made for. So let's dive in. We're going to be talking about the 5 unhealthy power dynamics that could be in your relationship. What we're going to do here is we're just going to build awareness on different signs that this could be happening in your relationship. With awareness, we then have the ability to overcome it. Without this awareness, then we don't know how to create the change that we're looking for. So we're just going to highlight different traits that could mean that your relationship currently has an unhealthy power dynamic. We're going to start with the power triangle. So the power triangle I have coined by looking at 3 different traits that can be in relationships that can create an uneven power dynamic. That starts with wealth, so money, age, and status. So wealth, age, and status. We're going to go into each one, but these are 3 things that create a lot of leverage in the power dynamic world. And if your affair partner has all 3 of these or has one of these, this can create a very big imbalance. Now, that doesn't mean that it's wrong and your affair partner may not leverage of these, but if your affair partner does leverage these and you feel resistance because of these traits, then it could mean that they are being utilized to create power and control from your affair partner. So the first one is wealth. If you're in a relationship with someone that has a lot of money, it can keep you stuck in a relationship long term because you feel if you might leave, you might lose those benefits. So he could be using money as a way to lure you in and attract you and keep him under your wing. So really tune in, is money creating power over me in this relationship that is unnecessary? It can be a very big trap when you may have benefits in the money side of things. If you feel like if you leave this relationship that you would lose out on, it's a psychological trap that isn't necessarily true that you will lose if you leave. But if you feel like you will go backwards in the money benefits that you're getting from him, then it can be a very big trap. The second thing is status. So whether he is status in your workplace, whether he may be your boss or someone, you're an advisor above you, then he has essentially a stronger word over you. And that means you look up to him for guidance and advice and to hear direction. And if he is an advisor or a boss in your relationship, that can infiltrate your personal relationship as well. The other thing is if he is a celebrity, if he has an influencer status of some sort, if he is a pastor, a priest, all these things have leadership qualities where you, if he has them, would look up to as a person. So that can have a power play where you're looking up to him for guidance and essentially he is in control of the relationship outside of your personal relationship, but that can come into your sexual relationship as well. So really looking at status. Is his status something that is superior to yours? Again, I believe nothing is more powerful or less powerful than each other. But it's our perspectives of it that creates the truth to it. So if you believe he is more powerful, then you will act in that way that he is more powerful. But if you don't, then you will act like a powerful person. So what we want to look into here is, does he have traits that create power in your relationship, and does that rub off into your personal relationship? The next one is age. So age is, if he is someone that is older than you, often we can put people on pedestals because they may know more, have more experience, and this instantly puts them in a power position. So It is not right. It is not wrong. It's simply that because of their age, does that create a power position in your relationship? These are three very important things to look into: wealth, age, and status. Now, what we're going to be looking into is 5 signs that your relationship does have a power imbalance. You may tick all the 3 boxes of the triangle, but it doesn't mean that that power needs to imbalance your relationship. It could have a much stronger chance of impacting your relationship in a potentially negative way, but it doesn't mean that any relationship with these 3 boxes ticked means that it comes into your personal relationship as something that is negative or unhealthy. It could be extremely healthy. So what we want to look into now is, how does that make you feel in the relationship? When we understand how it makes you feel, then we can know if this is unhealthy for your relationship, and then we can make the changes once we have the awareness for where you're at in the relationship. So the first thing we want to look into is decision making. How do you feel about making decisions in your relationship? And who makes all the decisions? Who calls the shots? With the power triangle, if your partner is utilizing this power in an unhealthy way, then he could be someone that creates all the decisions, calls all the shots. And if he infiltrates that into your relationship as well, you may feel uncomfortable making the decisions. You may feel that he is someone that makes all the decisions in your relationship and always has the final say on the decisions you make. So tune into who makes the decisions in your relationship. Do you feel comfortable making decisions in your relationship? And when you do make decisions in your relationship, how does that make him feel? Okay, number 2 is, does he have the last word in an argument? Does he always have the last say? So what does this look like? Do you find yourself always silencing your opinions, your point of views, because you know it's going to end in a fight? Would you rather not engage in this conflict, so you let him take the upper hand in this matter? So really tune into who's making the decisions, who has the last decision, and how does that make you feel? Okay, the third warning is, they don't take your feelings into account when making decisions. Now, any relationship, when it's a strong, beautiful relationship, you want to feel empowered. You want to feel like when leaving a conversation, you want to hop, skip, jump, and you feel stronger as a team together from making decisions. When you feel disempowered, alone, and like you haven't felt seen or understood in the whole decision making process, then that's a red flag. Is he taking your feelings into account when making the decisions? So when you're having conversations together, do you feel like you can be fully open, fully vulnerable, share your feelings, share your goals, share your desires, and know that he will catch them, hold them, and make you feel better off in the process? If you feel like you can't, then there is a chance that there could be a power imbalance where he is taking his feelings in control for each decision-making process and each conversation that you have, instead of really understanding and feeling the feelings that you're feeling too. Alrighty, number 4 is, do you fear his judgment? In healthy relationships, we don't want to fear judgment of our partner all the time. It should feel like a bond together, that we are a team. So if you fear his judgment, his criticism, his complaints, that is an unhealthy sign that he has a power over you in the relationship. So do you feel like when you get a call from him to pick up some chewing gum, and you go pick up 4 packs, and then he says, why did you need to get 4? You should have just gotten 3. And why did you pick up the wrong brand? You know, I like this brand. If you fear making the right decisions, then that is a sign that there is a power play going on. The other sign could be, if you go to the shops and you pick up 10 chicken wings and he's like, well, why did you pick up 10? We should have got 15. You're always like feeling like you're walking on eggshells, knowing, am I making the right decision? If you call him up and say, am I making the right decision in buying these chicken wings? And he says, well, remember our conversation last time? Do you not remember? If you fear making the phone call, but then feel like you should make the phone call to make sure you do the right thing, this is unhealthy. In relationships, you should feel like you have the courage to take action, call the shots, and that they have your back on your decision-making process. If you feel like you have to always go via them to make sure that you're making the right decision, that is unhealthy. That means that this relationship has a power dynamic where he is the one in charge instead of being an equal relationship on that matter. So that is number 4. Now, number 5. Number 5 is, do you feel lonely? If at the end of the day you make decisions and you're like, yeah, that was a good decision, yet there's a part of you that feels empty and lonely, tune into that. Do you feel heard? Do you feel understood? Or do you feel like ultimately his decisions are being met, his needs are being met, but your feelings and needs aren't being seen? If you feel like there's a part of you that feels lonely and misunderstood, then I'd really tune into who's making the decisions. Are you able to share your feelings and feel understood? And if you're not, then that's where the loneliness sinks in. So you may be fully accepting his decisions, fully accepting your decisions together, yet at the end of the day, there's this part of loneliness that you feel. If you feel that, that's a sure sign that these needs are not being met in the relationship. And so tune in to, where do I feel this loneliness that I'm not feeling seen, not feeling understood? And if that's you right now, it could be an unhealthy power dynamic. So they are the 5 signs. Once we see the 5 signs, that is fantastic. You can now tune into, do I want to stand for this? Is this actually healthy, or am I buying their story of this power? You also have the responsibility and the opportunity to stand taller and to take your power back. So tune into that. Tune into where you could be giving your power away in this relationship. No status, no money, and no age has any power over you. This is just a perspective. We do not need to put people on pedestals simply because of their age, power, and status. That means nothing. That does not mean that your decisions, your brain is worthy of having an equal seat in the relationship. So look into those three things, and look into those 5 things of where you may be feeling. And if you are feeling that, it's time to dismiss this power triangle. It's time to let it go. It is not a true story that age, power, status, wealth has any power over you. It only has power over you if you let it. So now it's time to let it go. I hope this helps. I hope this gives you some insight into different power dynamics in affair relationships. If it does, leave a comment below. If you want me to touch on it more, leave another comment below. We have a group below, so join the Facebook group and stay tuned for more videos to come.